I have been asked by many people who want to learn to tat how to make the double stitch and to do it very slowly. I'm starting with two colours which I've tied together so that it is easier to show you how to make the flip on the stitch. So I'm going to make a chain of yellow stitches. So I'm going to hold the knot and I'm going to thread yellow thread over my fingers and I anchor them on those two fingers to keep it nice and firm. And I work across this bar here, taking the shuttle, and catch it with my little finger and take it under all the threads and slowly slide it between my fingers. I've made a loop. I'm going to slide the shuttle back over the yellow thread. I now have a loop, but you can see it's a pink loop and I want it to be a yellow one. So you loose left hand fingers and pull tight with the shuttle hand, and you saw the way the stitch flipped over. Now drawing up my middle finger, I will ease the stitch back into place. That is the first half of the double stitch. The second half is quite simply over and under that thread. So I'm going to slide the shuttle over between my thumb and the shuttle and back and slide again, making another pink loop, and to let it be a yellow stitch, loose with the left hand, pull tight with the right hand, and you can see it's now a yellow stitch, and draw it up into position. And that's our first double stitch. Again, catching the thread, going under all the threads, slide it, loose with the little finger, slide over the yellow thread, through the loop just made, loosening with my left hand and pulling with my right turns the stitch over. And again, over the top for the second half, slide it. And it's as simple as that. Two nice stitches made. Under all the threads, slide in it, loose with the left, tight with the right, and it automatically flips over, loose with the left, pull tight with the right. And there are 3 stitches. Tatting obviously is made up of stitches and picots as well. Picots are for decoration and for joining purposes, and that is done simply by doing the first half of the stitch in the same way. Flip it over, draw it up but not all the way. Leave a gap, hold it in position, do the second half of the stitch, flip it over, draw it up. You've got a stitch, a gap, and when you draw it up, you then have a little loop of thread called a picot. To make a ring, you only need the shuttle thread. I make a ring with the thread around my fingers, like that, and hold the 2 ends in the pinch. Again, the stitches are going to be made across that bar there, and they're done in exactly the same way as before. And of course it's not so easy to see the flip this time because it's all one colour, but it's done in exactly the same way. There's our first stitch. Under and over, loose with the left, pull tight with the right, over and under for the second half. And there we have our pink stitches. Again, we'll make a picot, under and over, flip the stitch, draw it up until you have the required length of gap, over and under, flip the stitch, and then draw it up and you have a picot, and continue to tat. You will notice as you tat that the ring gets smaller because you're using the thread around your fingers to make the stitches, and so to give yourself more working thread, pull on the bottom thread here. Because these are slip stitches, it will slip through, and that will give you more room to make more stitches, and then carry on. When you've done the required amount of stitches for your ring, take the thread from your fingers, hold the tatting firmly in the pinch of your left hand, and draw the thread through the stitches till it gets smaller and smaller and disappears altogether. And there we have our ring. I'm now going to show you how to join one picot to another. I've done a couple of rings and a couple of chains. The last chain was that way up, and you will often find in a pattern that it says reverse work. On this occasion I want to do another ring, and therefore I would turn my work over, which is called reverse work, so that the rings are now uppermost, ready to do. I'll make my ring, taking the first half of the stitch right up to the chain, so there's no gaps and cyclic gaps that we don't want. And then on this one I am doing 4 double stitches, and now I am ready to join to that picot there. And for this you need to use a hook. Some shuttles have hooks on them, but I'm using a milled one that comes with a little separate hook, or you could use a small crochet hook. I'm going to put the hook through the picot and catch the thread from my fingers behind and pull a loop like that. And then I'm going to thread my shuttle through the loop, drawing the thread up. That is now the first half of my stitch, but it is also joined to the previous ring. Do the second half of the stitch and join it up, and we're now completely joined, and carrying on with the rest of the ring. Again, you can see that my ring is getting smaller and harder to work with. So pull on the down thread here to make it bigger, and then if I let my shuttle dangle to get rid of the twist, I can carry on tatting. I need this last picot and 3 more stitches. The actual stitch that is used to make a picot is not counted. It is one that is already done. So this ring is 4 double stitches, 3 picots separated by 4 double stitches. So when I have done a picot, I've used 1 stitch already to make the picot, so I only have to do 3 more to make the 4 stitches. I am now ready to close my ring as before, and then we have our rings joined up.